What's up, everybody? Steven here with another Q&A. Happy New Year, everybody. How are you all doing? Oh, shit. Hang on just a second. Looks like my Logitech did something stupid. Great. Woo! All right. How's everybody doing? All right. Carl, happy 2020 to you as well, my friend. James Yellow says, hey, Steve, happy New Year, my friend. How did you celebrate? See, so the new year, I celebrated that by staying in and cooking dinner for me and my girlfriend and having a couple of drinks. My new favorite now is an old fashioned. She uses um this tequila that has habanero peppers in it, which is super tasty. But yeah, so just a chill night. Nothing too spectacular. Nothing, or no, it was actually spectacular, but I mean nothing too crazy. Spent Christmas with my family and went up to Sacramento to hang out with them, and then came back down. It was like a 12-hour drive back from Sacramento, which was awful because the 5 was closed. So hooray! But I'm back and I'm having a good time being here. So yeah. Jason Kier asks, big question. Can you make a pedal board that can hold your plugin VST files so we can play them live without a laptop? I don't know. I don't know if that's in the works right now. But we'll definitely see if that's coming up. Vishwa says, Happy New Year, everyone. Happy New Year to you as well. Modern Vintage, hey everyone, hope all is well. Things are going great, man. Happy New Year. Great to see you. Incensus says, hello, gents. How's it going, man? Good to see you. Happy you're... I'm actually happy that there's so many people hanging out. I figured that most people are going to be not hanging out today because it's New Year's Day. Like, most people... I feel like a lot of people are going to be nursing some hangovers today, potentially. But, you know, I'm happy to see you all hanging out. Let's see. All right. Ramon, happy New Year's, gents. My last day of an 8-day vacation. Don't know how I'm working tomorrow. He says he's quarantined to his office because his wife has a stomach flu. Oh no. Oh, that's awful. I've had to do that a couple of times. That's such a bummer. Um let's see. Deep Soy says, Happy New Year. Rack mount or pedal board PC dedicated for standalone plugins would be awesome. Love Parallax. Yeah, no, that seems to be what a lot of people are asking for. That's pretty cool. I don't know. Again, I'm not sure what's planned next. Probably they do that for plausible deniability, so that way I just don't know. This face doesn't lie, so I just don't. Yeah, I don't involve myself, so that way I can just keep being excited about the next things. Let's see, Jason Kier. Matt Young, I can't answer that, man. So Matt asks, what's the next artist plugin Neural is releasing? I can't answer that. I know who it is, but I can't answer that. Jason Kier, what would be your best recommendation to play the Pliny or Abasi archetype live? Okay, so you can do, I mean, like you can do a couple of different things as long as you have the plugin going to a power amp out to your cabinet. You can do it that way. You can also have your laptop in your interface with your line output going to a the house PA. That's also another potential. Yeah, so that's a potential solution. You can get so we actually there's the Orange Amps makes a pedal called the OMEC Teleport, which sends your signal, your guitar signal, out to your computer. Utilize whatever plugins you want there, and then sends your signal back out to your amplifier or whatever. So, I think it's the Seymour Duncan Power Stage. it's Seymour Duncan or another company. It's called the Power Stage 140 or something like that. It's a good clean power amp section, so or power amp pedal, so that way that will boost your signal out to your cabinet. So that's an option. Let's see. Um, yeah, so he's asking about gear setup. So if you check out, there's a video on the channel where I went through how I would set up playing. I think it was the Archetype Pliny live actually. So I had my laptop, I had my interface, and then my interface went to the I think the I'll just pick it up and show you. I have the Dark Glass Micro Tubes 500. So I use the power amp section for this. So basically what you would do is you have your line out from your interface out to the effects input of the power of the, I mean, you probably want to use a solid state power amp, just because that's not gonna color the signal at all. But then I had to go to the effects input, and then out to my cabinet, and that's pretty much it. But as I said, you could use the power stage, which is a lot more compact. Um, Matt Young says, "Not even a hint." I understand that you can't. Um, yeah. Let's see. All right, let's scroll back up. All right. First name Lance, last name asks, any plans for making a mobile version for iPad? Thank you for the Abasi presets. They sound amazing. I'm glad you like them, dude. I had a lot of fun with the Abasi presets. I don't know about any mobile versions for the iPad. But we'll see. We'll see what they have going on. We have the NAMM show coming up, and that's going to be super exciting. I'm really stoked for that. It's going to blow all of you away. Great. Let's see. James Yellow says, don't know why, but I don't need alcohol on Sylvester. Just one drink at midnight, and that's enough, at least for me. Yeah, no, dude. Honestly, I don't drink hardly ever. Um, so I totally get that. And I actually like respect and appreciate that sentiment, because honestly, like, I'm not in a position anymore where I can drink with a reckless abandon. I'm 33 years old, and that ship has sailed. So now I'm all about drinking for flavor and just enjoyment of somebody else's company. Um and that's it. Like, you know. Let's see. Dimitri asks, why is it called neural? Does it use neural networks? Definitely like machine learning algorithms, kind of in that vein. And I mean, honestly, like it's I'll have Doug or Pancho come on and explain the whole process, because it's actually really fascinating. Um, Carl asks, any news about upcoming updates? I haven't heard anything just yet. I know that they're working on stuff right now. So we'll see when that comes out. I know that they said like a little bit ago, that it was going to be a few weeks. Just hang on, patiently wait for us to deliver the product that you guys really need it to be. I think that's really the thing, is that like Neural wants to get you the guys the updates. They want to improve their products, but they're not going to do so to make just to push it out, because they want to make sure that it works on as many systems as possible. And like, we want to make sure that everybody just can download it and then just start it without having as many any issues. So yeah. All right. Anders says, Happy New Year, Steven, and everyone in here. Bought the Nolly and Abasi during the holidays. Got them all now except Dark Glass, and hungry for more releases. Yeah, dude. Absolutely. That's awesome. How are you liking the Nolly and the Abasi? The Abasi I mean, like, um I knew the Abasi was going to be dope when I got it, but I was actually really surprised at how much I really liked it. because it does offer some cool things that the others don't. So yeah. And I know that everybody's super stoked that we introduced the loyalty program. So yeah, whenever you get that dark glass, like you're gonna have that added value to it. So yeah. Oh, okay. So Lyric Bread asks, what is the most versatile archetype plugin to do anything from cleans, Stevie Ray Vaughan style bluesy gain all the way to metal? I would definitely say the Nolly and the Plini are the ones that come to mind first. I think the Nolly might be a little bit more versatile than the Plini, but like they both are gonna get you really, really great tones all around. Because the second head in the Plini is great for those like kind of low gain bluesy martially kind of tones. Um, and it also has that really like high saturation metal stuff on that third head, and the cleans on the Plini are unparalleled. However, the Nolly does have more options and is way more versatile as far as like overall number of tones that you can get with the amount of impulse responses that are included with it. I find that that's normally my go-to just simply because of how versatile it is. Not that the Plini can't get the sounds, but like I feel like I can dial in the Nolly more easily than the Plini. So yeah, hopefully that uh that helps. AJK Jarek says, "Welcome to the 20s, dude. We could bring back like the 20s like fashion styles and stuff like that. I'd be pretty down for it. I mean, I like wearing a suit. I feel pretty comfortable in one. Um, yeah. Ramon chimes in with the previous question. Lyric Bread, the Nolly has amazing clean tones and a clean amp. Yeah, absolutely. Let's see. Okay. Luis asks, I have Archetype, Plini, Nolly, and Abasi. Any recommendation for the next? Ooh, okay. So you got all the guitar one, or well, you got all the archetypes. Um, I usually always go back to the Nameless, Luis. The Nameless is so versatile. I think that when it came out, people generally took it as just like a straight up metal amp, which it is. Like, I mean, like that does high gain better than most Sims out there. But like if you can dial in some nice, good like low crunch or gain, like low gain tones, like it's so good. Um, it's personally one of my favorites, and it's one that I go to pretty regularly just to like, especially if I'm doing any sort of writing or whatever. Like that's my go to just to like start like doing scratch tracks and stuff with. So Lyric Bread, not a problem, man. Anytime, it's my pleasure. Oh, Matt Young asks, what are your thoughts on the Positive Grid Spark? What is the Positive Grid Spark? Positive Grid Spark. Oh, it's physical unit. Oh, okay. I don't know. I actually haven't really tried them out. Positive Grid has not really been my favorite because I used it a handful of times, a year or two ago, whatever. Um, and I was never really like super stoked on their stuff. I did notice that for the Positive Grid Spark that they aped our marketing style. If you go on their Instagram, you'll see that they darken the image and it's soon. So I'm like, you guys watch us. It's funny. Um, but no, I was never totally impressed by their stuff. Like I'm sure that they probably can be um tweaked into some things, but like, I mean, like what? I mean, I've said it on several live streams before that like once um I had just moved down to LA. Like this is probably about a year ago. I had just moved down to LA. I was doing a mix for. I was doing a test mix for a band, and they mentioned that they had really liked the Nameless sound, because the Nameless had just come out. I picked up the demo, and my intention was just to like, okay, well, I'm gonna grab the Nameless, and I'm gonna use that on the test mix, and just use the trial version, and then just let that run out. Because at that point, I had just moved to LA. I had no money, but then like 15 minutes after I downloaded it, I was like, I gotta have this. I gotta have it. And I knew once I got it, I'm like, these people are gonna be my go-to from here on out. So it probably would be good business for me to pay attention to what other businesses are doing. Um, but yeah, I have a hard time with that. It's just because I've never needed anything else. Oh yeah, so you said Matt says comes with bias software and PreSonus Studio One built in. Interesting. And he says just wondering how the hell they're able to sell that kind of tech for $200. I mean, I don't know. I'm not gonna really talk like bad about another company. I don't think that that's really valuable or worth time because really like at the end of the day like they're gonna do what they want to do. Um, I mean I guess like it just depends on the quality of the parts that you're looking at. Like I really don't know. I tend to not really think too much about that sort of stuff. Um, but yeah, like they're gonna do what they want to do. And so far, I really haven't seen much in the way of like talking about it. Like I saw when it released, I saw a couple of videos pop up in my YouTube feed. But other than that, I haven't seen anything else from them. So, at the end of the day, the people will speak more about the product than anything else, if that makes sense. Like the results speak for themselves. Where like when I first heard of Neural DSP, Dark Glass came out, Fort and Nameless had just come out, and like everybody I knew in the audio community was just talking like nonstop about it. And I haven't heard that from the Spark. So, you know, it just doesn't hold my interest at this point. So we'll see we'll see what it is. So let's see. Oh. Okay, so Modern Vintage asks, which is the best Nolly preset or amp for a German high gain Channel 3 inspired amp? Same for a Cantrell inspired American boutique tone. Not your presets, just the amp's number in Nolly. Thanks. Is it Garmin or German? I don't know. See. So Jerry Cantrell, you're gonna want to go for the either like his later like Bogner um amps or maybe like that like high gain modded Marshall tone. So probably for Cantrell I would go with the second head. And then for the first one maybe the third. I don't know. Like I would have to kind of mess around with it. Um yeah, I think that would generally be those are my first instincts. Um Vishwas asks, any plans on integration of all the plugins into one UI? So that way we can mix and match all the amps and cabs. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what the future holds. I know that that's a thing that a lot of people have been asking for, and Neural DSP is really great about listening to their customer base. So we'll see. I can't promise you anything, but we'll see what happens. So James Yellow asks, oops. Let's go back, scroll back up. James Yella asks, Steve, what would you think about a flat for neural plugins? Paying a certain price every month to get to play every plugin. I mean, it would be better for everyone, especially for the amount of releases. That's up to the owners of the company. So you're talking about like a subscription model. Okay, yeah, and he follows up with, or just some packs for 2 to 4 plugins and so on. Um, I don't know. Like, I have my own personal thoughts on subscriptions, on whether they are good or bad for companies. Um, and I think that some companies do subscription models better than others. Um, like I had a subscription to East West Sounds. Oh, did my camera freeze again? Yeah, okay. Deactivate, activate. Woo! I'm back. I don't know why my camera's freezing like this. It shouldn't be. I don't have anything up that I don't normally do. All right. Yeah, thanks for the heads up on that. Okay. So, what's the question? Oh, yeah. So subscriptions and stuff like that. I don't know. Like, I think that that's something that they probably would consider. Especially, yeah, like you said, considering how many releases we have. I don't know. I personally think that I don't know. It's interesting watching the market shift and change because we are now starting to see like divides in different companies using like streaming services, subscription models, and I think what's going to happen is that I mean, like I'm a capitalist for sure. Like I think that people speak with their money, like they will vote with their money, where like you have Disney Plus, you have Netflix, you have Hulu, you have all of these streaming services, and now you're seeing these people like take their IPs back, right? So like Netflix, if I remember correctly, I think Netflix is not going to have like the Marvel movies anymore, so those are going to be just on Disney Plus. So like I think what's going to happen is that people are going to be kind of burnt out by their subscription services. So whether Neural implements that or not, I don't know if that's going to happen. I think that Neural could pull it off and really do well because we continually put out so many products and continually improve our products. I think that people would appreciate a subscription base, um, because we actually have a community and we're rolling out things all the time. Like it's not like some subscriptions where it's just like, oh, you just have access to our products. It's like we are continually improving and pushing more content and products out the door. So I feel like that would probably be a good thing for Neural, but I don't know if that's going to actually happen or not. Ramon asks, Steven, what keyboard are you using? Is it mechanical? And if so, what switches? MX Green Guy myself. So I'm using the Corsair RGB something or other. It's mechanical. I think it's pretty nice. I don't know if you can see it. But yeah, it's pretty dope. And honestly, like the reason why I actually got this is like I am a gamer myself. Like I do play video games. But the reason why I got this was because it was so customizable as far as its macro keys. I really liked the idea of being able to just program all the keys that I need because I do a lot of editing. And programming like certain macro keys into my keyboard was just like imperative when I got into my new spot. So anything that can shave time off of my workflow is always is always beneficial. So yeah, so like the Corsair, I think it was the 195 or something like that. I can't remember exactly what it was, but yeah, it's a Corsair keyboard, mechanical, and it's pretty dope. Let's see. Modern Vintage asks, what are or were some of your favorite tube amps, speakers, pedals, etc. from pre-neural days? That is a good question. And it's kind of interesting because I feel like I didn't pay attention to this stuff nearly as much as when I actually had to be knowledgeable about this sort of stuff. Like now that I'm far more knowledgeable about this stuff, like I can point to you like physical models that I'd be like, yeah, I would like that. Um, but before Neural, I was very much like a plug and play kind of guy. I had my Mesa Boogie; it sounded pretty good, um, and I really liked the Mesa Boogie brand. Like I was a huge Lamb of God fan, and that's the reason why I got the Mesa Boogie to begin with, because it sounds really good for that sort of style. I started to get a little bit less stoked on the Mesa tone later in my guitar playing career, I guess if you want to call it that. and started kind of looking around at other things. Probably for the style that I play now, I would go with something like a Bogner or Marshall, something with a little bit more throaty kind of tone, because that seems to fit my current style a little bit more. So, as far as physical models, maybe even an orange amp, something with EL34s, I imagine, um, just to get that kind of warmth and grit out without oversaturation of the highs. So yeah, I think that would be kind of the way I would go. But generally, like I was like, I just didn't care that much. I'm like, I just want to get up on stage and just play my guitar, and people will like it or they won't like it. Um, and yeah, Matthias, what's up, dude? Happy New Year. Good to see you, man. All right. Oh, that's cool. So Anders says he trialed the Abasi and Nolly twice as Neural were awesome enough to give him extensions on the trial. Wasn't really sure I needed them, but that Titan blend knob is worth the Abasi alone to my taste. And the Nolly is so versatile. Yeah, I was actually really stoked on that Titan knob. It's like, I don't know if it's like a multi-band compressor that like kind of squeezes down on the low end, but like I think that just like I like that they make these things sort of dummy proof when you're like it's like you don't have to have a multi-band compressor after the thing to get it to lock in with a something happened. Something happened again. Activate. Okay, there we go. I don't know what's up. Something keeps going wrong with my computer today. Oh. Yeah, okay. Something's funky, but that's okay. Don't save. But that's all right. We'll just keep talking. What was I even saying? I don't remember. Oh yeah, anything that can like cut down time on my workflow is always better. Commit says F. Yeah, so like the parallax is dope because it takes like what would be maybe like 10, 15 minutes worth of setup and dialing in to just like a couple of minutes. I'm like, yes, it's the best. Uh, Remiel asks, I'm new to plugins and I heard you guys are the best around. What should I get if I want a metalcore sound? Fortin, Pliny, or other? Metalcore. You could probably go with the NTS or the Nameless. Like if you're looking for something simple as well, like the Fortin plugins are really really like just like plug and play. Like you don't really need to mess around with them too terribly much. I'm gonna go with that. The Nameless or the NTS would probably be my first instincts to go with. Jason Keir asks, "What is the best preset for those who can't play guitar?" That's an interesting question. For those who can't play guitar, best presets. I don't know. It depends on the style that you want to play as well. But Jason, I think like if you want to go with, I don't know, maybe some of the Nolly presets in the Nolly. Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna say that. Because I feel like, okay, I feel like the Nolly presets that he made are very, very type specific. And what I mean by that is that he has a good thrash metal one, he has a good Meshuggah one, he has a good he has good leads. Like if you're looking for something that's sort of like I can look at it, I know what it's going to be. Like I think he even has like a Pantera preset in there. So like if you want to just like look at something and go, okay, I want to sound like this, go for it. And then that should take care of you. So if you feel that you want to, I mean, like Jason, I would definitely suggest getting the trial versions. If you, I mean, like I don't know which plugins you have, but like if you are looking at a specific plugin that like maybe you just need to get one of them, I would definitely do the trial versions, roll through the presets, check them out, see what you think. Help trial them all if you want to. Like that's, I feel like that would be a pretty good way to go about it. Yeah. All right. Oh, okay. So Modern Vintage asks, are there any booths or products at NAMM you're looking forward to? I mean, like, so I'm going to be pretty busy at the Neural booth. I definitely do want to get around so that way I can start networking and working on a couple of relationships. I definitely want to start working with some more guitar companies and get some more guitars in here so that way I can be a little bit more versatile. Especially with the artist tone videos that I'm working with. Like I feel like I've done a pretty decent job so far, but I know that I can get better if I have a wider array of equipment to choose from. Um, so I'm definitely going to be talking to, several guitar companies and seeing what I can work out with them. Let's see if is there anything that I'm really looking forward to. I don't know. I'm just looking forward to being there. Like I've been to the NAMM show a bunch before. Like I've gone the last like 7 or 8, maybe more years. And like I've been a nobody, right? Like I've been a dude who's just like, well, I play guitar and yeah. So now I'm actually going with Neural DSP and I have that backing and now I have this kind of somewhat little bit of notoriety from the YouTube page. So I'm really, really excited to just go there and start, talking with people and building up relationships and, making some connections and being able to build, better and better content for you guys. What that is actually going to look like in detail, I'm not really 100% sure, but I don't know. I'm just really excited for it. Matt Young says, would love to get an actual Neural DSP physical head, have all the archetypes and the nameless as presets. That would be sick. You'd put Axe Effects out of business, lol. Yeah. That's I don't know. We'll see we'll see if that's if we'll see if that's in the game plan. I know Doug mentioned it on his Q&A when he was on, but we'll see what happens. So Ramil, okay, this is a good question. He asks, is it normal that people use these plugins with physical amps cabinets instead of just plugging into a PA? Doesn't that defeat the purpose of the plugin? Not necessarily. So being able to disengage the impulse response section still allows you to get the tone of the head, but you're just using a more like half of the section or half of the processes on a physical model. I mean, like not every PA is going to be built the same. Not every concert hall is going to be built the same. So like I've kind of talked to a couple of people about like, okay, well you could just run outputs from your interface to the house PA, but then you are also relying on their equipment, which, depending on where, depending on what you, God, I don't know why this is happening with my camera. Okay, so I'm just gonna close out Pro Tools. Hopefully that will keep it from screwing up anymore. Yeah. So basically, I think what's gonna happen is, what was the question? I lost my train of thought because this stupid camera keeps freezing up. Okay. Oh yeah. About using the plugins live. No, I think that the plugins are becoming more and more versatile, and I think that people are excited about using them live because we offer a really great tone for, not that much money. Like when I bought my Mesa Boogie dual rectifier, I bought it new for like, I think it turned out to be like $1,900 after tax. And now like I could be like, okay, well now I have my laptop already, and I have the Fortin NTS, for example. I could get myself one of those power stage things, I think for $150. And I also have my cabinet already, so that way like I have, for minimal investment, have this sweet sounding amp that I can now play live. I could also have additional outputs from my interface to go to the PA system should the house engineer want to use those. And then I would just have my cabinet on stage as a monitor, right? So like it doesn't necessarily defeat the purpose. I think that it just is a matter of giving additional tools to the people on stage to get great tones. For, I mean, really honestly, minimal investment. But like, yeah, it just depends on what you want to use the tools for, because everybody's going to use them for different purposes. So being able to, play this stuff live, like I can now just use it live whenever I want to, and I don't have to worry about lugging my Mesa Boogie head around. I just have to have my cabinet, or if I know that the PA is going to be solid, I can just take my laptop, my guitar, and my interface, and that's it. So I don't think that it defeats the purpose of it, but I think that it's just, again, adding additional tools to the toolbox for people who want to use these things live. Okay, but do Commit asks, would you consider launching an affiliate program for Neural? What do you mean affiliate? I'm not sure exactly what you're asking, because affiliate can mean a lot of different things. So if you want to kind of explain a little bit more what your question's about, then I can answer it. Lyric Bread says, Lamb of God always reminds me that I should never have sold my Mesa Mark IV. Dude, that thing is fucking sick. Yeah. Yeah, no, I worked in a guitar shop for like 12 years, so the number of like I regret selling this piece of equipment stories I listened to like taught me that I should never ever sell anything unless I'm like 110% sure that I'm never going to use it, or I want to give it to somebody who's actually going to make use of it. I know that happened to me a couple of times where people were just like, well, I don't use this cello anymore. You guys can't see the cello because it's off screen right now. But like, this cello was actually given to me by one of my coworkers because he bought it. He had all intentions of playing it, and then just said like, "Nah, I'm not going to use it. You play. You're interested in playing, so I'm just going to give it to you on permanent loan." He called it permanent loan because if ever I stopped, I give it back. But like, I feel like I would rather just make sure to give my stuff to people who actually would use it and like make good use of it in that same manner. So yeah, I definitely feel I know that feeling um, of I should have never. Cool. Vishwa says he would love to see an archetype Petrucci. I would too. That'd be pretty dope. Um, yeah, Modern Vintage says, in response to what you said about that amp you'd go for, seems like the Nameless fits that perfectly. Yes, it does. Um, if I could get the Nameless with the if I could get the Nameless, but with also like a clean channel, like either the Pliny or the Abasi, like yeah, it'd be great. In like a physical model, I'm saying. Lyric Bread says Archetype Devin Townsend would be sweet. Dude, I would fucking kill for that. Not only just because I love Devin Townsend, but that would mean that I would get to work with Devin Townsend. That'd be freaking awesome. Ramon says your computer is suffering from Y2K20. Yeah, no, I'm feeling that. For some reason, sometimes this happens and sometimes it doesn't. There's like this conflict between OBS, which is my streaming software, and Pro Tools, and sometimes they don't really get along. So I think that that's probably what happened. Lyric Bread says a Rabea Masad version of his Victory Kraken tones would make sense. Yeah, no, I definitely agree. I would love to see that because I'm personally a fan of Rabea. I think that he makes really, really great content, and I would love to work with him in the future. Um, yeah, that'd be pretty dope. I don't know why that hasn't happened. I don't know. I'm not on that side of the chain, so or side of the fence. So I don't know. That would be pretty dope, but I don't know what if any holdup there is. So, but we'll see what happens in the future. I wouldn't put that out of the equation. Matthias asks, did you by any chance have time to read my email I've sent you a couple of weeks ago? No stress, just checking. I probably did and forgot to get back to you. I'll check my email after the stream. Jordan says, hey, Steven, just want to say Happy New Year, and I'm a big fan of Neural's work so far. I have a small apartment. I can't be noisy, and so having your plug and play plugins available is truly a blessing. Thanks, Jordan. I really appreciate that. I'm super stoked that you love the stuff. That is definitely one of the best things about the plugins is you can have them and just be in your headphones. I think that being watching the audio industry move to cater to the bedroom guitar players, bedroom audio engineers, home studio engineers is really, really awesome. Yeah, no, I'm glad that you're digging this stuff, and yeah, glad that you're here as well. Happy New Year. First name, last name asks, would you be able to get a Petrucci lead tone on the Abasi? I would imagine so. I don't think that it would be too hard with the third head in the plugin. I haven't tried it personally, but I think that would be definitely easy enough to do. Shahar Bar asks, can you do something like tone share for presets? Yeah, go to unity.neuraldsp.com, and that's our tone sharing website. I'll post it in the Unity. I'll post it in the chat. neuraldsp.com. Tone sharing website. Boom. Okay. What did it do? That'd be pretty dope. Ramon says video frozen again. Yeah, no, that happens. Also, a neural audio interface akin to the Apollo that can run the effects on board would be amazing. I think that'd be pretty dope, actually. So Anders says maybe an archetype black metal dedicated plugin. Even though the Nameless is pretty awesome for this, would be cool with some spooky looking amps and GUI though. That'd be pretty cool. Yeah, not gonna lie, if they had a kind of more black metal stuff. I don't know, like black. I have a love-hate relationship with black metal. I like the style. It's just that the mixes are generally so raw and yeah, it's hard. Ancient Mariner, what's up, dude? Happy New Year. Good to see you here. Oh, okay. So Commit says like a referral program that rewards people for referring your products. Yeah, we don't have that, but we do have the loyalty program now. So that kind of takes care of that. I think that was something that we did for a bit, but people started taking advantage of that program. So they ended up nixing it. So I think the loyalty program does a little bit better in place of the referral program. Demetra says, hey, Steven, Happy New Year. How do you think, is there any chance Neural DSP made archetype of Petrucci? Ancient Mariner, go to, double check this. Yeah. neuraldsp.com. Yeah. Ancient Mariner, if you go to our website, we have a loyalty program in place now. It was released, I think, 2 weeks ago. So it gives you an additional percentage off of your current plugin, or if you have bought Neural DSP plugins, you get an additional percentage off for being a loyal, customer of ours. So yeah. So again, so we prefer the loyalty program over the referral program. So that was kind of the long and short of it. James Yellow, oh man, you know the way to my heart, man. The archetype Michael Ackerfeld, uh, archetype Jeff Loomis would be so cool. Yeah, dude. I a +1 vote for Michael Ackerfeld because if that dude, if that dude made a handful of amps, I feel like it would be like on par, if not better than Nolly. Maybe. I don't know. He's doing so much like progressive stuff nowadays. Like I don't know. Like I feel like he would make something awesome. I don't know. I would love to see Michael Ackerfeld get an archetype model. Jeff Loomis too. Like that guy would be fucking sick. Like his were actually the only presets that I liked in the easy mix bundles that Tune Track was making. Jeff Loomis always seemed to have like at least like some like really usable tones. Him and Matthias Eklund. Um, let's see. Modern Vintage asks, how would you describe the 90s aughts new metal tone versus modern metal tone? Mr. Rocklin, or no, that's Mick Rocklin. What's up, dude? Happy New Year's. Let's see. So okay, back to the 90s aughts new metal tone versus modern metal tone. I don't know. Like I feel like modern metal tone is very sterile. We're getting to a point with a lot of these bands where the mixes are so absolutely clean, and not even like necessarily to say that that's bad, because I think that works for a lot of styles and a lot of bands. Their I don't know, their overall tone or feel, like it just works for them. Um, and obviously there are some like super old albums like from the 90s and aughts. Well, I wouldn't say old from the 90s and aughts, but like there are some like, metal bands, like you listen to like a Pantera record, right? Um, and it has a dirt and a grit and a rawness that works for that vein, uh, for that style. So like I can like and understand both sides. I feel like there's probably going to be a shift back to that sort of more raw tone coming up. Because like the trends always kind of swing back and forth, right? But then again, I might be wrong. I might be wrong because there's a ton of people using, like, a ton of like home studio musicians that are using like Get Good Drums, and like they're using the submission bass. So like there's gonna be, I don't know, there might be like a conglomeration of like tone and styles coming up that's gonna be, everything's gonna sort of sound homogenous because everybody's using the same tools. Um I don't know. It'll be interesting to see what's happening. But yeah, so if you want to talk 90s aughts to now, I feel like the newer stuff is very, very surgically clean, and the older stuff is a bit more raw, a bit more gritty. Because people are kind of like moving towards that newer sound, more modern sound. Um, yeah, so I think people are just gonna start kind of sounding a little bit more similar to each other nowadays, because definitely that's happening. I feel like I listen to a band and I'm like, I don't know who this is. Like, yeah. James Yellow asks, Steve, can you show me how to get a good lead tone from the Fortin NTS suite, because I can't get one. Only awesome rhythm tones. Let's see. I would definitely use the, well, my Pro Tools is down right now. So otherwise I would use the Archetype Plini effects section afterwards. Let's see. I don't know. I can fuck around with this for a minute. Do. Fortin NTS. Hopefully my stuff stays up. All right. Why am I not getting any sound? What's happening here? Oh, this is happening. Just in case. Input 3. R. Is the pressure building, Mr. Rocklin? I don't know. I'm gonna just embarrass the hell out of myself. Dimitro says, Happy New Year. How do you think is there an... Oh, okay, so that's the question I think people have already asked. What is the chance that we're gonna make Archetype Pertucci? I don't know. I'm not really sure. Not really sure exactly what that's gonna look like. Do I have any? I don't know. Let's see. I feel like Ola would have something kind of cool. Timu. Oh, there we go. Oh, you're only getting the DI? Damn it. Badoo. Hang on just a second. I can fix this. I can fix this. There we go. Yeah, so you're probably hearing my microphone. So I'm gonna just mess around with this. I'm gonna turn my mic off for just a second. Let me just get this computer screen set up so I can still... Hey, there we go. Okay, so let's see. Yeah, see, I kind of liked having just the dynamic 57, although I want to have a little bit more warmth, I guess. Because the thing is, when you're dialing in like the lead tones, you don't have to worry about the low end. In fact, usually that ends up getting kind of cut out of the mix anyway. But Okay. I like the 160 and the 121 to kind of complement the 57. Generally, I usually go with the 57 right off the bat anyway. It's such an industry standard kind of thing. But normally what I do is I like saturating the mid and the treble. Let's go ahead and listen to this real quick. Kind of back off the middle just a little bit so that way the highs can have a little bit more articulation. Yeah, that sounds about right. So like I just took the Timu. I just took his preset and then just made some slight adjustments to it. I like that he has the girth down, the grind up. Like you can tell that he's really focusing on making this kind of like a more high mid kind of sound because he's taking like, so if you took the girth, right, and then pump this up a bunch, you're going to start hearing a little bit more of that low end come through, which you don't really want. So he's got the girth down a little bit more, the grind up to make it brighter, some gain. He's got this kill switch up, which I actually really like the kill switch in its up position. So you hear the difference between this. A little bit more. I like it. A little bit more. Let's see. Bass I rolled down a little bit. Mid I pumped up. Treble I pumped up. Presence I kept the same. And then I don't know, like I really prefer the hex drive over the grind for most things I do. Like the grind has worked for me on occasion, but for some reason, like I like. The grind is super aggressive when it comes to cutting out the low end. So it's not that I dislike it. I don't like it for leads very much. Like I like the warmth and I like the drive that you can get from the hex drive. I like the tone knob as well because that gives you a really good leverage over the tone before it hits the head section. So that's kind of my approach, James. And then I would just stick the Pliny effects after that and then call it good. All right. Let's see. Forward. All right, so it's 2:02, so let's go ahead and start wrapping this up. Go ahead and get your questions in, and I'll just run through the rest, and we'll call it a day. Modern Vintage, well stated. I agree and value your opinion. Thanks, man. I appreciate that. Yeah, happy to be here, dude. Let's see. McRocklin, yes, my dude. We gotta hang out. Yeah. Yes, I'm looking forward to it, brother. How about? See, Marcus asks, how about to use the standalone Nolly plugin with a raw amp tone signal direct from the real head? Will it just work as an IR loader if only the cab section is activated without any sound? Yes. Yeah, Marcus. So what you could do is you could okay, so you would have to have a load box. So like if you had, like if I wanted to use my Mesa Boogie and I wanted to use the Nolly impulse response, I would have my Mesa Boogie going into my 2 Notes Torpedo Live because it's a load box. I wouldn't have it so that I could use the impulse response on board or the wall of sound. What I would have it do is just be the load box, have the signal go to my track, and then use the Nolly as my impulse response, and that's it. So yeah, you could absolutely use it just for the impulse response loader. So that's kind of the beauty of these plugins is you can turn on and off every single aspect of them. So you can really customize how you use them, making them really versatile tools. Adnan, Happy New Year, dude. Good to see you hanging out here. Yeah, Vishwas, the Fortin or the Nolly plus Pliny effects. There's something about Pliny effects that I want to use on every single time. I love the reverb. Like, the delay is good. Like, I like the delay from that one. I like the delay from the other ones. But for some reason, I just keep coming back to the Pliny's reverb. It is so... I don't know. It has a quality about it that I really, really love. I've even used that on I've used that on vocals. I've used that on drums as well. Like there's something about it that just really, really resonates with me. Um, Michael D, Happy New Year. Good to see you here, man. Yeah, you're not late. Well, I mean, we're about to close it up, but yeah, no, it's good to see you here. Um, Matthias says, I'm too hungover to make up any more questions. Thanks for the session, my dude. Yeah, man, I feel it, dude. I had some tequila drinks last night. My just it was a quiet night in with the girlfriend and had a couple of old fashions. So I'm pretty done for the day. So with that, we'll go ahead and just call it a day. And I want to thank you guys for hanging out with me on this New Year's. Good to see so many of you hanging out. Yeah, I hope you guys have a great year, and I'm so looking forward to everything that that we're bringing out to you guys, and I'm looking forward to seeing you guys here again. And if you're coming out to the NAMM show, let me know and hang out at the booth. And yeah, we'll call it a day. Have a great day, guys. We'll see you next week. Yeah, we'll see you next week.